Welcome back to On Texas Football. I'm Jeff Howe, joined by CJ Vogel and lifetime Longhorn Rod Babers. We're trying something different for this video. I'm going to give Rod and CJ a total of 6 seasons by Texas quarterbacks. Now, you can argue that maybe these are the best 6 single seasons that Texas quarterbacks have ever had. I know I'm going to leave somebody out. I know what happened. What about Bobby Lane back in 1947? Well, we're just going off of what we've seen when we've been alive. In some cases, CJ has to lean on Rod and I for these. But at any rate, we're going to blind rank these 1st to 6th. So, you guys ready?
I like this.
Texas football historic thinking.
I'm taking notes, though. I'm taking notes. Let's go.
Okay. CJ, you're up first. Blind rank number 1 to number 6. Colt McCoy's 2008.
Oh, man. The 2008 season statistically was his best season as a Texas Longhorn. There's a fine argument that he and Texas should have been in the national championship that year. 45-35 was a crying call for me in, middle school at the time. From that, to me, feels like it should be number 2.
Okay.
I hate to jump that quickly into that top 2 range because I know that there have been some really, really good seasons for Texas quarterbacks. Yeah. But you're looking at a year in which Colt probably should have been in New York, probably had a case to win the Heisman. On top of that, Texas snubbed from the college football playoff, the national championship game. I'll go with 2.
Rod, I'll say so CJ doesn't have to. Colt should have won the Heisman that year. Yep. I felt he was the most valuable player in college football in 2008.
Yep. I agree with that 100%. No, CJ, he's on the money here. I mean, 08, I believe you established the school record in passing touchdowns, school record in passing yards. People forget he also led the team in rushing that year. He didn't really have a run game. He was the run game too. He was a run game too. He was a beast that year in 2008. And that's also one of the most difficult schedules in the history of Texas football. Don't forget about how many ranked teams you played. That was the best conference. That was the best conference season for the Big 12 in the history of the conference. Had to be.
Well, you had 3 in the top 5 when it was all said and done.
I mean, it was. If it ain't, it's like you said, it's in the conversation, Jeff. You might have another one, but it's in the conversation.
To me, 07, 08 is peak Big 12.
Agreed. Yeah. That's the peak of the. I agree with that 100%. Like you had more good quality teams and more good quality quarterbacks than you probably ever had, and defenses. Your defenses are actually still good in 08.
Yes,
that was one of the keys. That deteriorated down the stretch. Quarterback play, offense still there, but your defense deteriorated. Anyway, I know I'm going off here, but no. I think CJ's right. I think it's number 2, man. I remember watching it, and I couldn't believe that he did not win the Heisman. He put the cape on so much. I feel like he never took it off.
77% completion rate. That's hard to do in routes on air. Complete 77% of your passes. By the way, Rod, that schedule from October, the second weekend of October to the first weekend in November, Texas played number 1 Oklahoma, number 11 Missouri, number 7 Oklahoma State, and number 6 Texas Tech. 4 straight weeks, no buys.
Damn, man. Oh, it almost pulled it off. Almost pulled it off. Great point about the completion percentage. I don't know. I can't look. The Texas record is hard to, but that's got to be a school record too.
Yeah.
Got to be. That was a national record at the time. I thought.
Yeah, right? You get kind of squirrely when you get some of those wishbone or option
years. Yeah, that's probably why they don't do it.
20 times
modern era.
But
modern
exactly.
era. Thank you, CJ.
Rod, you get the blind rank the next season. Not the one we just finished. Arch Manning's 2025.
Oh. Arch Manning 2025. That's
so the 2 spot is taken. So you've got 1 and then 3 through 6 where you can rank Arch's 2025.
Well, it's not number 1, but it's interesting because, and I said this, he actually led the team or tied for the lead in 10+ yard runs, 20+ yard runs, 30+ yard runs, 40+ yard runs, 50 and 60. I'm not making it up. It sounds like a fake stat. It is true. Like that's good he was. And his scrambling ability, I've talked about that. Guys averaging, Pro Football Focus says it's 10.9 yards per scramble, which I would rank him 6th among quarterbacks with at least 10 scrambles who average at least 10 yards per rush on those scrambles. So I love that about his ability. And down the stretch, I mean, he was basically ranked as Pro Football Focus had him as top 6 in the last like 5 games of the season. He was a top 6 ranked quarterback in college football. What is 3,100 passing yards? 7 interceptions is also fantastic. Only 7 picks. Oh man, I'm gonna say right now I'll probably put it at 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it at 5.
I thought that same thing, Roddy. It was just it was the fact of the matter is this: you still had 4 games as fun and exciting and promising the final 6 games or so was for Arch. There were still 4 games in that schedule where you scored 1 touchdown as an offense. And I know that's not always the fault of the quarterback. I know that for Arch, again, we saw the continued progression, but too often did the offense and the well go dry in the scoring department. I thought 5 was probably – that's where my mind went as well.
So we've got 2008 Colt McCoy at number 2, 2025 Arch Manning at number 5. CJ, you have to blind rank Quinn Ewers' 2023 season.
Oh,
this is tough because it's going to split, obviously, 2008 Colt and what we saw with Arch. It's going to go in there. Am I giving it 3 or 4? What do I think you have up your sleeve, Jeff? Because, look, 23, statistically, probably his best, most efficient season. I know that he dealt with an injury in there against Houston that knocked him out of a couple games. It was probably the most consistent, fluent offense that they had as well. I'll go 4 right now.
Okay.
Because I do think that you're going to sneak up and throw me another one. Rod, if I'm wrong on this and we got to flip 3 and 4 at the very end, I'm sorry. But missing time as well as we'll see.
Is that fair, Rod? 2023 Quinn at number 4?
It is because it's so weird because he had fewer interceptions that year, right?
Yes.
In that 23 season.
Yes.
But also fewer touchdowns, right?
Only 23 touchdowns, I believe.
Yeah, so and he ended up with 30-something. Did he have 30?
And the rushing aspect to what we've talked about with Colt and Arch, it's not going to add up because you had Jonathan Brooks. You had some guys that led the charge for you in the rushing department. So it's tough, but I think 4 is where I'm going to lean there.
Mm-hmm. That one's tough for me because I'm with you. I don't know what Jeff got up his sleeve here, man.
I know it.
Well,
Jeff's got me paranoid about what he got on. So I'm just trying to think about these all-time great seasons for Texas for QBs. Okay. I think CJ's close to it here.
Mm-hmm.
He was about 69% completion. So look,
yeah,
that's probably the knock that we'll catch in the comments and folks at home, which is understandable. But I still think that I'm gonna wait and see what you got, Jeff.
I think that's Quinn's best season for the record. Definitely his most efficient. Rod, you get the blind rank 2005 Vince Young.
Oh, that's easy. Right? Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah.
Well, now if I'm assuming you're putting this at number 1, right, Rod?
Yeah, right. I think that's number. That's the only reason that the Colt McCoy season wasn't number 1. I was like, I'm saving space.
I did the same thing.
So here's the debate. Here's the debate. Or actually, Rod, is it a debate between 05 VY and 08 Colt? Which one was the better season?
Yeah, I think it should be, but because the national title trumps everything, so it doesn't. That's what it is. Unfortunately, like that's the mic drop. The mic drop is he won the national title, and he did it literally on a play where he put the team on his back and put the cape on.
Right.
VY.
And y'all obviously will know it more fluently than I will, but the plays in which he put the team on his back throughout the year, right? Start week 1. Was it the play against Oklahoma State on 4th and 19 or whatever it was? Like those are the level of plays that get remembered forever. And obviously Colt has plenty of those, especially in 08. But that's the epitome of, hey, all 10 of you guys, all 74 on the sideline as well, just hop on my shoulders and I'll take us to the promised line.
Yep.
The trump card, Rod, I think is that I think there's no question. Yes, VY had to play Ohio State in the regular season and then play USC in the bowl game. But if you're talking about just the regular season, there's no question Colt did what he did against a tougher schedule.
Sure.
Agreed. Yep. And obviously VY, I think, had more overall talent around him on that team too. No, remember 08, like I said, you didn't have really a running game in 08.
Yeah.
Colt was the run game in 08
Mhm.
for you. And your O-line was not your O-line was bad in 08, but the O-line and that 05 O-line.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest O-lines in Texas football history, if not the greatest. It's in that conversation.
I'd remind you, our colleague Tony Hills. Tony Hills was a backup on the 5 offensive line.
Exactly.
I want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
CJ, you're up next. So we've got number 3 and number 6 with the last 2 seasons. CJ, where would you put 2019 Sam Ehlinger?
Oh man.
And again, this is another debate because you look, Sam's last 3 years statistically are pretty close together. I would give him the nod for 19 being his best season because I think he had to be, because the defense was awful that year. And for you even to get to 8 wins, Sam had to be really, really good. So I would say 2019, maybe there's a better Sam Ehlinger season in there, but CJ, Sam's 2019, where would you rank it?
I would shoot. I think I'm going. Was that better than number 4? That's tough because you did have the rushing aspect. You did have the ability for Sam to put the team on his back. And what was it? Play number 7 on the sheet was just run through a guy's face. Yeah, right. And they ran that as often as anybody. You had great wide receivers, or at least very consistent wide receivers at the time. I'll split it. I think I'll go 3. I think that was just a touch slide. Sam did so much for that team. And single-handedly had to keep his team or that offense in those games because, Jeff, to your point, that offense was just – or that defense couldn't really rely on them to do a whole lot of anything, right? And you topped it off with a win at the time over an ascending Georgia team. I'll split it. I think that's tough, though. That's where we get in the middle of the weeds and we're going, oh, man, I don't know. But what was it, 3, Jeff? 3?
Yeah, you have it at 3. Rod, I think that the debate, the Sam Ehlinger debate in his best season is 18 and 19. 18 was the Sugar Bowl year against Georgia.
Yeah.
He had that unique stat where it's like him, Johnny Manziel, Cam Newton. There's only a handful of guys that have gone 25 or more passing touchdowns, 15 or more rushing touchdowns in the same year. He had 25 passing, 16 rushing. But then in 19, over 3,600 yards, 32 touchdowns, led the Big 12 in touchdown passes. But again, guys, it's because he had to be that good. I mean, there was a game where, you remember that Kansas game? They had to score 50 to beat a really bad Kansas team that year.
Yeah, and he was one of the leading scramblers in the country too. He was running for his life a lot.
He was
in those games that year. You had more of a power identity with him with Bam Bam Sam in 2018. What do you have? Was this how many rushing touchdowns did he have in 2018? 16 or something crazy?
18 and 16, yeah.
It's insane.
All right, I'm feeling better about that number 3 spot then.
Like I said, that 2018 season was nasty too. That 2019 though, he did, man. That was phenomenal. I don't know what Jeff's got up his sleeve though. Jeff's gonna feel bad. I know Jeff's curveball here.
You got the last one, Rod, and it's gonna be in the 6th spot. And actually, Rod, you were on campus for this one because the last one that we were to blind rank, it gets the 6th spot. Major Applewhite's 1999 Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. First year post Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
Rod, again, that's a season that is, for all intents and purposes, kind of lost to history. But Major that year, 3,300 yards, 21 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. Had some really big games, but again, it's a season that because of these other 5 and whatever Arch is going to do next year, it's kind of lost to history a little bit.
I agree with you on that. And that season, I believe it complete because even Sam's completion percentage was relatively low. Efficiency, like it was so weird. Efficiency hadn't evolved really in the passing game. Because think about it, passing game, that was Texas wasn't really a passing program.
Right.
I mean,
Major was at 58% completion rate in 99.
Think about that. Like, most people like below 60%. That's wild. It was just a different era of offense back then. Basically, McAvick kind of brought the modern passing game to Texas, didn't he?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. That was like right before Matt got here in 98. So I just think, yeah, that is 6 is deserving of that. It's deserving to be 6, but it should not be lost because you really didn't have an offensive identity post Ricky. Right. And then he really kind of helped you with your offense. And one thing people don't know about Major liked to chunk the ball deep. Yeah. Major loved chunking it deep with young, like whether Wayne McGarrity's or Kwame Cavilles. He would chunk it deep. Kwame was good on those tunnel screens too, but he would chunk it deep, man. Yeah, that's all they did was chunk it deep or tunnel screen most of the
time. Man, you've had some great screen receivers, Jordan Shipley, Quan Cosby, Devin Duvernay, but the OG, the godfather of the screen pass, making it a prolific part of your offense was Kwame. No,
he played linebacker coming out of high school, so he loved that. He loved that. That's
crazy too.
Yeah. All right. So here's where we are. You guys, I think you guys did probably as good a job as anybody could have asked. You blind ranked 6 of the best seasons we've ever seen from Texas quarterbacks. 2005 Vince Young, number 1. Number 2 was 2008 Colt McCoy. Number 3 was 2019 Sam Ehlinger. Number 4 was 2023 Quinn Ewers. Number 5, 2025 Arch Manning. And number 6, 1999 Major Applewhite. CJ, anything you would change on this blind ranking?
What would I change? I mean, if y'all mentioned in 1999, you get a Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year notice for Major Applewhite. Maybe that bumps Arch for that 5th spot. Again, I mentioned 4 games in which you only score 1 offensive touchdown. That could be something, but again, you see the promise towards the back 6 in which Arch was very clearly the best player on the field for Texas. You could probably argue for both sides of the ball. So maybe that I do feel much better about the 3 and the 4 spot, and I don't want to take anything away from Quinn and the run that they had in 2023. But when you pull out that 2018 Sam Ehlinger stat line, that box score of what he was able to do with his legs, finding the end zone 16 times, and then obviously his what was he, around 65% completion as well. That's doing it with both ends of the spectrum for a quarterback. He did a lot and had to field a lot. So I feel good about the 1 through 4. 5 and 6, I think, is a fair debate there.
Yeah, to your point, CJ, Sam Ehlinger in 2019, that was his best season at Texas for completion percentage, 65.2. So that was his best season in terms of efficiency. Anything you change or comments, Rod?
I'll say this to add to CJ's point, because CJ kind of laid it out there really well about the 5 and the 6 spot. I just don't think we consider the legs of Arch enough in the debate. What he scored? Have he 10 touchdowns on the ground? How many touchdowns?
11, yeah, he was double digits.
I mean, like I said, that's impressive to be double-digit touchdowns on the ground. And like I said, he was your most explosive rushing weapon. And he was your power in the run game because most of the stuff was running with gap schemes. So I think that's why I'll throw a little bit more. Oh, and like I said, I got to go back and see the offensive line that they had in 99, but you had probably a better O-line for Major than you did with this O-line. Now, maybe not overall in talent because you had Gooseby, and Gooseby is a beast. And I think Gooseby's going to be drafted really high. We'll see what happens with Brandon Baker. But in terms of how they play together, there's no way that Major Applewhite was the 6th most pressured quarterback in college football.
No, because that line, Rod, you got to remember, like that's Mike Williams is playing on that offensive line. Leonard Davis is starting. I think Roger Raisler was an All-American on that line.
Come on now. Come on. Speak on it. So I'm just saying, I think Arch may have dealt with a little bit more adversity from that standpoint, and I think he added more with the legs and what he did on the ground. But nothing against Major. I love me some Major.
Gentlemen, I'd say that's a pretty dang good job for a blind ranking of
well done, Rod.
6 of the best Texas quarterback seasons we've ever seen. CJ, Rod, thank you guys for the knowledge and expertise. As always, thank you to Matthew behind the scenes for producing it. Make sure that you like this video and that you're subscribed to the On Texas Football YouTube channel. That way, whenever we go live or drop a video, you're not missing any of our Longhorn coverage. And make sure you get over to ontexasfootball.com where we're dropping the latest news, notes, and nuggets coming out of the 40 acres on the website. For CJ, for Rod, for Matthew, for the entire On Texas Football staff, I'm Jeff Howe. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And until next time,
good morning.